This is the Agentic executive. Today's briefing focuses on a key insight you can use to increase clarity, leverage, and decision-making power. Stay agentic.
Hook. Imagine you've approved a pilot that automates customer refunds. Overnight, a subtle rule mismatch sends 1,000 refunds to the wrong cohort. By morning, the ledger shows 1 million in over-refunds. What catches it? A properly scoped 24-hour experiment that isolates the component, surfaces the failure signal, and lets you roll back before scale. That one-day lane just saved capital and reputation.
Promise and framing. A safe experimentation lane is a disciplined 24-hour test designed to answer a single operational or strategic question about an agentic automation. It's not a stress test. It's not full production. Its job is narrow. Produce a decision-grade signal, go, iterate, or stop within 1 day. Today, I'll give you why a 24-hour cadence works, 3 practical frameworks to run it, and a 1-page template you can deploy in production-adjacent environments.
Core insight: 24-hour cycles hit the sweet spot between signal fidelity and operational safety. Shorter tests lack diversity of inputs and create noisy signals. Longer pilots increase exposure and erode optionality. A single 24-hour window usually contains enough behavioral variety to reveal consistent patterns while keeping blast radius small. In practice, you get sufficient statistical and operational evidence to make a business decision without overcommitting resources. The heuristic I use: if your decision needs more than 3 days of data, you're probably testing the wrong variable or you haven't isolated confounders.
Design note: the lane must answer one question, not many questions, not vague performance hopes. One crisp hypothesis makes the result actionable. For example, does agentic prioritization of support tickets reduce escalations by 20% in 24 hours without increasing incorrect resolutions? That phrasing locks scope and success criteria from the start.
Supporting point 1. Design the experiment. Start with a minimal hypothesis and the smallest scope that still tests it. Isolate the agentic component by running it in a production-adjacent sandbox or a tightly controlled feature flag cohort. Use mirror traffic or a canary slice that represents your main distribution, but keep it small. Remove unrelated automation and freeze dependent configuration so confounders don't sneak in. Define roles clearly: an owner, a reviewer, and an emergency rollback operator. That 3-person loop preserves accountability and speeds decisions.
Supporting point 2. Metrics and guardrails. Use a 3-tier metric set: signal metrics that show agent behavior, business delta metrics that show economic impact, and safety metrics that reveal operational or reputational risk. Pick a primary signal metric tied directly to the hypothesis, a single business delta metric with a trailing indicator, and one safety metric with a tight threshold. Pre-register stop conditions. If the safety metric crosses threshold, stop immediately. If the signal metric shows negative drift beyond a guardrail, pause and audit. Add a lightweight, independent, quick audit step, a 5-minute checklist by someone not on the experiment team, before any escalation.
A practical example: signal metric, agent decision agreement rate versus human baseline. Business delta, net revenue change or time to resolution. Safety, rate of critical errors or customer complaints. Set thresholds before you start. Don't tune thresholds mid-run. That discipline prevents confirmation bias.
Supporting point 3. Gating and rollout rules. Treat every lane as a gated funnel. The first gate is sanity. Did the agent behave within expected parameters in the sandbox? Second gate is statistical. Does the 24-hour signal exceed your pre-registered threshold? Third gate is economic. Do projected savings or revenue gains justify the marginal cost and risk of scaling? Always require a rollback plan that can be executed with 1 click or 1 command. Preserve optionality by limiting irreversible state changes in the lane. No destructive writes, no permanent policy updates. If you need persistent effects to test the hypothesis, architect compensating transactions or time-limited mocks.
Action step: the 24-hour lane template. Run this checklist today. Step 1. Define the single hypothesis in 1 sentence and declare the primary signal, business delta, and safety metrics. Step 2.
Scope the cohort, 1 to 5% production slice or mirrored traffic. Step 3. Isolate dependencies and enable a feature flag with an immediate rollback. Step 4. Assign roles, owner, reviewer, rollback operator, and pre-register the audit contact. Step 5. Run for 24 hours, collect metrics in real time, and enforce stop conditions. Step 6. At the end of 24 hours, run a 3-minute independent audit and convert outcomes into a decision using the rubric I'll give you next.
Emergency stop. Implement an API call or flag toggle that shuts the agent down and reverts any in-flight changes. Practice the rollback once in a staging drill. If it's not one click, it's not safe. Also archive telemetry and decisions as knowledge capital so you don't relearn lessons later.
Recap and decision rubric. Core takeaway. Short, isolated, and instrumented 24-hour lanes give you decision-grade signals fast while preserving optionality. Use this 3-minute rubric to convert outcomes into strategy. 1. Did the primary signal meet the threshold? If no, stop and learn. 2. Did safety metrics remain within guardrails? If no, roll back and investigate. 3. Did the business delta justify marginal scaling costs? If yes to all 3, promote to a controlled multi-day validation with a larger cohort. If mixed answers, iterate the hypothesis and rerun a lane. Keep decisions binary where possible. Go, iterate, or stop, and record rationale.
Before we close, 2 quick mitigations for the primary risks. First, prevent experiment leakage by enforcing technical sandboxes, strict feature flags, and a one-click rollback. Second, avoid false positives by using the 3-tier metric set and an independent quick audit prior to any scale decision. These 2 controls reduce both operational harm and bad scaling choices.
If this briefing was useful, subscribe for daily intelligence briefings. Try one safe experimentation lane this week. Define one hypothesis, scope one small cohort, and run the 24-hour checklist. Share what you learn, and we'll iterate the template with real-world feedback. Make your next move count.
You've been listening to The Agentic Executive. Apply what you learned today and make your next move count. Stay agentic.